completely. To an extent, yes, they have at least kind of hell control. And I say that very lightly because look at keloqz. He's down to 42 HP. The lid did come out, and while that happened, Scream isolated Nookie. Now the play back in through short. It's Yampy finding 2 quick kills. And this is Liquid just really finding some nuanced time to that. That wasn't the full sight take yet. The spike wasn't even down there in bits and pieces. Link still playing towards short. Got a nice angle to play with, but keloqz with a great start towards soulcast.
Wow.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if soulcast was just out in the open there. keloqz will double down, but Link with the response here. Themselves in. Link can't really challenge any further here, so the spike will be planted. G2 will have...
It's filthy to play against. That's going to be kind of that final blow here. Hopefully the keloqz will over get the contact. They do, which is exactly what they wanted. And keloqz here, this man, we saw it before, when he gets those hot games, he's hard to handle, but Navira's got himself a rifle. And that's already 2 kills. That's perfect. That's all he needed to do. This is huge for them. And Avova, well, face the music. Just, yes, they get the round. They lose all the rifles. Navera's been good at this spot too. And you've got the swing on the contact. You've got 3 different angles to work from. And they've actually kind of skipped the queue. You've got Scream catch them as they're trying to get towards that catwalk side. But keloqz finding soulcast. There it is. The brothers in arms finding good combinations on these swings. Scream playing perfectly off the back of this. And is left over on his own. Has got himself the rifle though, so this is big. He's still got a chance, but that spike is a bit of an issue. He has to cross back through and collect it and then work his way back out. And yeah, he's got the cross. You're not getting back out on this, but not the case. Seeker's going to go down. And Scream tries to swing ahead. Now, the problem is, Nookie's got him. Now this puts a lot of pressure on this man. He is already going to be smoked off and forced away. Seekers have come through. keloqz is now looking towards the site. Link is there, but he's kind of trapped in no man's land. Tried to play ahead of the utility, get maybe a little bit more stay towards being stuck in hell. And this is keloqz finding some form here. And you need that. We talk about the win condition for G2, and he is one of them.
Yeah, soulcast on the other side of this smoke up in heaven. It's going to take a lot of damage here on the back of that. Looks like just will retrieve the operator. Actually, keloqz trying to close the distance here. I'm going to say, got to be careful of this, because keloqz will find one of them now. And again, I think soulcast giving away the audio cue that he was going to save, so Navera needs to be way out of line of sight of heaven there, but positioned up on the box to do so. And everybody's here now, though, so that should be the green light.
In combination. And away we go. Lockdown is destroyed, but it's enough to be able to get this one started already. 2 quick picks, and Liquid do at least have a man up until Nookie makes his debut here. 3 big kills. Scream, yes, he gets 1, and now we're down to the 1v1. Koldamenta against Navera. And, well, time-wise, he knows he's done for. If Koldamenta plays this out, as I imagine... Does he?
No.
No. No, he doesn't. Okay. Then they're actually coming over this way. You can see the lean coming through. There's the flash that will, if anything, really confirm it. Spike now noted. 13 seconds. Yampy is just getting the freest fights of his life. 1v1s, they're all just so simple for him. And then, do I look back towards market? Do I not? How long am I good here? And for now, he puts full faith in his brother and looks towards main. Shots now ring out. This is easy for Scream. The timing was not right then for G2. The swing between each other. keloqz unable to make the most of it, and Scream still stands here. He's not going to fall off. He's going to walk back in. Another for Scream, who's just racking up the bodies as they try and make their play. He falls away and says, hold on, there's more coming through here. Let's sit back a little bit, play it smarter. And now information will be garnered as soon as they step through this. They now know everything coming through, and it's a matter of timing. And there is relayed through. Scream is thriving. 11 seconds. Mixwell. This one a little bit beyond yet, and soulcast denies it. Hypoc, that was domination.
It was. So much time is eaten up, though. We'll try and force their way back in through market. A much quicker hit this time, right?
We saw the indecision before on screen that he was pinched then in that position. His aggression was a problem, but now Yampy doesn't find what he needs. Nookie gonna punish with that hero rifle. Scream now called into action through market. He's gonna find one in the back. keloqz goes down. That's a big scalp removed here. A bit of a look in. Nookie now knows it. They both know of each other's position. The Lear comes out, and now here we go. They want to bounce off this one, and there it is. Good trade, but better work from Koldamenta. Navera being lost means that there's still a player advantage sitting for G2, and it leaves it all down to soulcast. The spike's ticking. He's got 3 to find. Flash. They know where he's at. It's all coming up good for G2 now in this post plant. The first fight now found, And yeah, everything perfectly tuned up by G2 here. I love that switch up a pace through market. Really well identified. G2, lovely work that round. Finds the cherry, does at least get a bit of a tag there, but an equal trade down. Nuki still tucked on the side. They know he's around somewhere, and that was Jet that they were fighting. So now mixwell, timing's everything. Does he get it just right? That's the question. Scream's been lost, but there's a trade. Yappy makes it all the way towards hell. And he sends Kellogg's right down towards it too. A 4v3 now.
30 seconds left.
So mixwell unable to really get too much. That frenzy playing on door. Oh, actually, stack up. It will be 2 towards heaven. Mixwell still on shore. We might actually look for an upgrade here. Retrieve that sheriff. Lots to do here, and a difficult crossfire to dig out from hell. Actually, a team flash is going to slow things down even further.
Yeah, and they didn't get any confirmation for it. Navarro's going to just thrive in that, isn't he? Koler gets found, and these positions are very complementary, and they're going to hold. Team Liquid did a nice little side take.
Navarro called that wallbang headshot.
Now knows that he fell away for a moment's time. Pulls the attention, and Yampy on the drive-by, but Nuki needs some success, and he finds the first step. Navarro going down is pretty important, and there's a second. That's massive. Now he can refocus towards the rest of the play that's coming through on middle, but Yampy's got the knives out, so this is a little bit of a different look here. This now suddenly changes things up a little bit. And it's Koler to find Soulcast, basically, with absolutely no vision on it. Over on the other side, drive-by from Scream. I mean, if you've got Spectres, you've got to make something happen with them.
That's the most effective use of that weapon as well. To see here is actually Kellogg's getting pretty close.
30 seconds
back
left.
through B main here. Again, all the information.
There's no way they expect this timing, right?
He's very early on this, but we'll find the first. And now just Scream called upon in a 1v2.
If there's any player, it would be Scream, and he's got the big boy armor. He's got the rifle that he picked up en route. But how do you dice this up? You try and find a fight quickly. An isolated 1v1. He gets a little bit of a shot at it. Didn't quite get he wanted. Expects Koler on the push-up. Again, a missed shot here, but he knows now he's in trouble. The net has been closed, and lovely work between G2 there. No one giving him an easy fight.
Yeah,
no.
Found a gap.
Yeah, they certainly could have for a second of Over's vision now removed, but he holds his nerve, patiently waiting, talking to Nuki to swing. Don't worry, I got you in a second. No, I don't. Yep, he's found him. There's the swing, and he only gets 1 for it. I thought he might have been able to find a second, but Navarro with the deny, and now the spike going to go down. 3 to play it back in. Only 1 Spectre left in this, which will be with mixwell. The other 2 rifled up. No one close towards Cat. 3 towards sight. And then the split, just checking the backside in case there was anyone there. And so it begins. G2 first walking through. Link sitting really deep on this.
Indeed. We'll catch a team flash as they try and clear out, but again, Link now in a perfect position to swing on the back of this, but may not be necessary. Cold Momentum will fall to the operator. I think actually mixwell considering the save alongside Kellogg's. What? Navarro's found another wallbang. That was all the way from backside. Kellogg's will fall, will lose out on that rifle. Mixwell the last one to survive in this round, unless Link's going to catch him. Should have, okay, back at least. Has to respect this now. Actually, the Cosmic Divide to follow up on that. Hunter's Fury popped as well from Soulcast just to clear out that corner where mixwell was actually hiding. Kellogg's is going to be tagged behind the Cosmic Divide. Scream actually doesn't opt to follow up on that, but again, a huge early round victory for Liquid. Again, get themselves comfortably set up now in a 5-man post plant of Over looming on this flank. Link will be the first one to deal with.
First challenge, a failure. Link gonna succeed in that if Over doesn't get what he needs. And this is a save. And look at this stack towards hell, man. Okay, let's say you expect 1. You got 4 players down there. This is going to be weird as anything. Good flash, though. They're going to eat that one. Can they get the kill off the back of it? No. Scream still stands, and he still holds. Nice work from Kellogg's and Koler. That's big work from Nuki. And now it's all looking better for G2. Finally, a retake that works out. I thought that...
It's actually crazy how quickly that's happened. There's 3 separate pressure points there, or contact points, created by Liquid, and then they capitalize on it. Avova on a platter for Scream.
Oh, they're
won't be able to reset yet. They don't have a lot of options now. They have to fight Scream.
He just ate that flash. He's dead. He's gone. Mixwell. Lovely work from that flash, creating them a little bit of space to get past short. Now they can focus towards the side. Mixwell's doing well. Yampy's used a ghost and found 2 kills.
Sure.
I don't know what's in the finished water, but it's not looking too bad as Koler taps the spike. looking for the player on the other side. No one's giving him any room to breathe. No peeks available. He's just getting a little bit of a glimpse of Link, but it's Yampy on the swing, and it's 12 for Liquid now, making it towards map point. Unusable, but it's tough. And now the timing.
This is terrible. Well, perfect for Liquid because they're cleared right behind this wall.
Oh, the triple face and all the trades are effective. This puts all the weight of this game basically on keloqz's shoulders here. Lockdown comes in, spam comes out, Scream's found him without even basically seeing him. And now 4v2. Goldem enter and Avova presented a near-on impossible scenario as Liquid played the timing and the pacing so perfect here. They're feeling that strain. Scream putting himself as the man forward. Happy to take that first challenge. A spam again. Effective. Avova's down to 21 HP.
If they can really get anything done here, looks like Liquid, at least Scream's going to play very close contact, but still playing passively, not necessarily overextending. The alarm bot going to give away some of this information.
One enemy remaining.
Wow, just like that. Said they're going to play a little passively. Scream will hop up onto lane, find the first Soulcast. Will clean things up. So a 13-8.
Back of the kind of elbow side, there's a TP. Audible now found. Yampy well and truly aware, going to relay that information. Spike is planted, but there's Avova finding Screamer now. Taking away some of that back line that could have come out to play. Nuki isolating Link. This is great from G2. This is a much better look for them. As he's just Nevera and Yampy, well, his position, he's not being quiet. The shot's good, but the follow-up, so many bodies on the side for G2 there. And we're still doing all right. Don't worry, we're still good, boys. We got this. As it stands, though, a little exchange of utility at the start. And weird TP. I'm not sure how I feel about that. That's a bit... Talk to me logically about what just happened, because I can't.
I don't really want to. They, I guess, wanted to convert this presence noted on the back of the Trailblazer. Link actually used the smoke to slip away with not even sure if he found that. Soulcast somehow walks all the way through B site and we'll find mixwell in spawn, and just like that, it's down to Nuki. And around the, I guess they wanted to be decisive, and it comes back to that setting the precedent early on in these rounds. And again, you can look back to the Ascent and think, what did G2 achieve from the early rounds? It wasn't an awful lot. Maybe this is just a, right, guys, a step off on a strong foot. Almost forced Liquid into a more passive play style early on here, but it's not paid off. It's not gone particularly well for them. See here if Nuki can even do some damage on the way. I mean, the saving grace being, I don't think, an awful lot of upgrades here as Soulcast will actually fall, so there's still a chance for Nuki to make this interesting. He actually tries to double satchel across, but...
And now there's much less to deal with on the hit now coming in, but let's see how this works out. Liquid theoretically doing things right, but there's still pressure aplenty. Nuki being part of that. Mixwell, good timing on the swing. The shot, rough. But luckily he's not alone. He has Nuki, he has keloqz, he's got everyone by his side. And theoretically, yes, it's not bad for Liquid, but G2 still hold ground. Not fully noted just yet, but I'm sure they'll be considered. And there comes the ult coming flying through for Soulcast. Let's see how this looks. Checks close. Does he find the player? He's still not seen him. Goldem enter, getting away with murder. And there's Avova waiting patiently. And they held so long. They held their nerve until literally Liquid were in the trap. Link with a lovely peek, the perfect follow-up. Now Spike's in the hand and now a 1v1, but it's Nuki who's been god tier. Cuts noise and walks up now. Link towards sight, and now timing's everything. He's got good information here, Nuki, but he's been spotted, and Link, he can't adjust well enough for Nuki. But beyond that, this to me is just again, so curious in that regard. I mean, Mixwell still just fine. He's got a green wall to play up against. It ain't optic, but it'll do. Already, Mixwell and Goldem enter in combination have taken away basically the front lines of this. You've got 10 seconds now, no spike plant. Liquid are finding a couple of kills here, but this is just such a weird round. There's the spike denied. Plant's now going to be removed away from the equation as Nevera, the last one alive, and a 1v3 with that much time never going to happen.
I think even there, you look at what tools that G2 have to counter that.
Odd release for Nuki. Yampy, did he see? Knows that Mix was there to enough of an extent, but now Nuki going to try and bail him out. Just going to post it, hope for it. Doesn't quite get it, but Mixwell does. It is a trade out though, so the 4v4, but the site is under Liquid control.
30 seconds left.
Scream actually finds himself a pocket on top. Actually, keloqz does finally get the kill. And nothing with a flash on the other side, but does find Nevera as well. Comes down to a 4v2 now. Scream on 14 HP. Quickly traded out. Link called upon once again. Good for the first. Nuki's the next line up here, and it's an operator, but he wins out. Link will fall, and G2.
Much really came from it. Now the presence on long has generally gone G2's way. That's a game changer.
What?
Unleash Scream. That's how you do it, apparently. If everything goes wrong, just let Scream off the chain and let him go. Avova's still up towards Hookah, though, so there isn't just free access here, but the utility's in the way for now. So as it stands, Avova, how much can you get done? Still being noticed as well.
Soulcast does actually find Avova as well. Scream good for the third. Mixwell, the last man standing here, and just becomes a question of damage, and there's not going to be any. Only really coming through and pinching here at the same time as contact comes along. keloqz actually gets tagged, and he will be closed out, actually. Yappy with the Hunter's Fury on point.
Yeah, and Scream's taking the space. You can see Soulcast trying to clear backside. At least confirmation that no one's in that corner, but they still have to double check. Scream's going to do just that. Side's clear. Right, game on. Get that spike over here while the smokes are still in place. Divide goes in. And now the lines get drawn on the battlefield. They know where that ult's coming from, where it's going to be. And now Scream's going to push forward. The man is feeling it. Vine's called a mentor, but he needs more here. This 3v3, how long can it last? Mixwell on the other side. He's got Judge, man. This could be just absolutely taking the air out of Scream's lungs. Nuki in the play back in, but that wall's a problem. Just going to walk on through, try and maintain composure. Avova starts to build as well. Now look at the site, starting to look a little bit more isolated, a little bit more manageable. Finds the one on long, no trade available because they're in such fruity spots. Look at Scream right here. Oh, Mixwell, the jump peek on the corner. And Nuki finishes it off.
Not necessarily fully telling, but now he's going to spot three. Now he'll relay that information. This should be the catalyst, or at least the go signal here for Mixwell to push on. You can see he's trying to close the distance on Nevera here.
Oh.
Actually will find it.
The amount of just precise utility work coming out then from so many of G2. Now Liquid are down to 3 and out of traditional spots. Link's in literally no man's land. G2 should be able to get really nice post plants as well if they can kind of secure short as well, which they're doing right here. So feeling a lot comfier now, a little bit more free to kind of, you know, settle into this post plant as Soulcast does begin his journey back in. Nuki would be the one to give him the first challenge once he crests this corner. Checked on. Nice work from Soulcast. They need another, and they get another. Yampy with the jump. And now maybe there's a chance in this one, but a double stack. What? Excuse me, no way, Link! He finds two, and Avova's just cornered, and you are going to be in pieces after that pistol. Oh,
30 seconds left.
Scream's got an op.
Spike down B.
Oh, it's working. He went to do the CS spray. What's going on?
Of course he did. I think actually, you know, I think that's still the muscle memory. Thinking he has a third smoke.
Can't stop. Just has to go for it.
Is it Cosmic Divide going to be invested here? G2 want to make absolutely sure there's no risk of losing this, but Yampy will find Nuki. Avova does respond though, so it comes to the 2v2. Actually, a lot of spam coming through, actually. keloqz down to 18 HP, but still finds the kill with the operator there. The consolation, at least, from Link. As the Seekers get popped from showers, not an awful lot of information found off that. Scream actually re-peaks and will find Nuki. The Hunter's Fury from Yampy from the backlines. Coldamenta will fall. keloqz somehow slipped the net.
Yeah, I don't know how he's got there. I don't think Scream knew either, and now just Nevera caught in
just like that.
Impossible position, and there's the reply instantly. They find two.
Again, Soulcast, one off the showstopper. If he does find a kill here, expect him to pop that almost instantly to double down. As Liquid now find themselves in a 3v3. Cosmic Divide of their own to use. They want to get that done. Potentially, actually, that nade tried to follow up on the gravity well, but no damage done.
Taken out.
MP has found keloqz. Timing's going to be a real factor on this one. Soulcast didn't get it to halfway either. And now, what are they going to do with this? Mixwell's right there. He's going to find another. Can they deny this one? They absolutely can. Again, it got a little close, a little, you know, a little bit dangerous, but...
Three-man stack for Liquid. The nade will come over the top here.
Welcome to
Actually, G2 get close enough to pop the Viper Spear, at least to give them some control of default. Soulcast will respond with his own showstopper, but Nuki's still ready to post his, and actually will find Scream completely blind.
This is just... They're so deep on the site. They have so much control. Yes, Nivera's taken shower control, but
30
that was a
seconds
bit
left.
weird from mixwell, if anything. Nice work from Nivera. I guess you
Spike
take what you're
planted.
given, but Spike now down 3v3. Retake time with the judge in mind. That's still going to be tricky to bring to bear, considering Link can't exactly close the gap like Bunny could, for example. He's got to just, you know, trot along. So let's see how he does in this post plants. It looks like a bit of a switcheroo, doesn't it? One towards heaven, one sitting towards the cubby of sight, one towards lamps. And there it is, Nivera's found keloqz. That's good, that's a player towards heaven now removed. And actually it's just down to Nuki, and his ult was the one that kicked things off, really, finding Scream almost blind. And there's the first to fall in the post plant as well. So now Nuki gonna find Nivera, but he needs to deny this defuse, and he's not quite on it yet. And Yappy ain't moving, a flying
No
player!
way.
But Nuki's spray control is always gonna be on point. The buy so shoddy. The two rifles, one on Nivera, one on Yampy, but that's about all she wrote for it. I mean, Scream, headshot to headshot, but he's not getting given the first. Yampy did try and swing off the back of that contact. He did get keloqz, but an instantaneous trade for Avova, so the site's pretty much theirs. And mixwell's position is nasty as well. He can be just a late game thorn in the side, quite literally. Yes, they can clear it, but look at the time they're going to buy on this post plant now. Here come the issues. I think, again, we'll have to find a way to somehow get so much closer. Mixwell is right behind them. This is going to be the freest kill of his life. That's one. Sits back real deep. He knows that it's linked there. He's like, I ain't getting close to that smoke. No way. And now Nivera in
Toxins going up.
not a fun scenario, is it?
He's staying curious. The rest of G2 as well, actually. They want to force their way through. Nuki does walk, he gets very close here, and that's the Aldrin. I don't think he's going to spot him here. He's got himself into a deadly position and finds Scream.
Okay, Scream's now down, 4v4. Nivera's still close. He's going to be behind enemy lines. He doesn't need to get one for all that trouble, but it is a man advantage for Liquid here, and there's only 15 seconds. The Spike being ferried towards the site now, so Spike plant should be coming in as soon as they feel as though they have maybe a second or two for
10
it.
seconds
Here
left.
it is. It ain't much, and here's the go signal for Team Liquid. Up and over we go. Soulcast gonna offer himself up for the trade because they have the players. Maybe I'm sure he would have wanted, but Scream looking like he's in no man's land here, trying to find some sort of comfort in this. It's not gonna be easy. One through shower coming in, try to find the timing in between the two, but didn't quite get it. Nivera now gonna be forced out of position or forced to fight. Oh, I don't know, burn alive, just melt yourself down. Now you've got three players pre-firing, pre-aiming, and just locking this one down. It looks like G2 might have this sewn up.
Enemy down.
Potential for just that here. Actually, Koler and Mixwell playing pretty close contact here, but seemingly unnoted. Liquid will pause for thought.
Scanning ahead.
That's his gravity well, will catch Koler. Actually, the clear comes through. Scream and Yampy both find kills.
That's incredibly impressive, and Link even chiming in one of his own, and Avova left with the Spectre. He's still going, though. He gets the upgrade.
No way.
He's defending this with
No
everything.
way,
He's got
Avova.
Avova. There it is. The clutch man himself used to see it on Omen in regards to the agent selection, but Nuki taking a great deal of space, and he doesn't need to go this far, but now he's in trouble. A little overextension, but he had the support of keloqz, so maybe feeling a little bit more
Nice pinch.
up for it, and you're right. The pinch was perfect. The timing, there was no safety to be had. As soon as they garnered that deep CT or the kind of defending side control at the back of sight, that pinch was just perfect. And now we look at what's remaining. Scream, Nivera, Yampy. Scream quickly adjusts. He did get one, but it's Nivera with the follow-up. And now the 1v2. Mixwell, the swings and roundabouts. The plan is good for him, though. But they're going to be so aware of where he's going to be. Wants to get one on the cross if he can. Oh, they're not giving him an easy fight. Not going to get a Yampy there. In combination, both facing, making sure there was no easy 1v1 to be had.
Not sure actually if the smoke was even noted there, but the Owl drone will spot him out. And actually still Scream curious to re-challenge on the back of that and will be punished.
First time we've really seen, I guess, Liquid trying to fight a little deeper on this as well. They have been sitting quite deep on these sides here, quite far back, but challenging a little bit further in towards what you could argue is G2 territory, at least early game. Trying to clear the corners. Yampy going to take that time to swing. Nuki gets the better of him. Bonus round, bear in mind. So we've had a couple of these go quite close, but tend to work out. Nivera, I thought he was set up for that, but he actually doesn't get what he wants in keloqz. The rifle just that little bit sharper at this point. Now the site's looking good for at least the Spike plant here. There's Soulcast and Link the last two, but they do have the rifles, so their interest is probably dwindling.
Absolutely.
aspects, right? You have to play to those, and that's huge info found. You got to just go now. Nookie going to pop the ult and go running on through. Navarro's going to notice somewhat of this, but he's on the side. He's eaten that flash completely. So sent back a no trade. Kellogg's, there he is. At least gets one on the trade there after that sight push through coming out the back of the ult. Now, where's Mixwell in this? Just about appears, and Lynx there waiting. Not clean enough for Kellogg's, and they're all effective work for Liquid. This is a fantastic look. Where was this team in the last map? He's now ready. We're down to just Koldamenta. He's got 4 potential opponents who have every aspect of that site under wraps.
We'll call an audible midway through, possibly leaving Kellogg's to pinch through the backside of Garage, but initially, soulcas still in a position to do damage, and he will find Mixwell. The G2 almost just no way into C site right now. This is all on the back of Etsy. He's chasing them down. Might even find a kill on the back of this.
I mean, how close do they think he might be at this point? Now they know, but for a second or two, there could have been a chance he could actually hunt them down. But Spike is going down towards B, so they've kind of, I guess, re-engaged that initial exploration. Scream waiting for someone to cross away. Koldamenta outdoes him on that. And now G2 in a fantastic position to lock this down. Yes, the HP's a little low as Koldamenta is only on 10 HP. And Yampy's just found Kellogg, so now the problems start to present themselves.
Let's see. Yampy actually, if we can get anything else done here. Koldamenta's actually 10 HP. You can see Yampy resorting to the pistol, but they're over. We'll find one Koldamenta with the second. The Cosmic Divide invested just to make sure. Yampy, look at the push on through, finds the first of over. Good for the trade, though. G2 will close out.
Cross each other, so aware of each other's presence, but there's going to be the ult popped, and actually Scream did find Koldamenta, so that's an integral pick at this point as they look for the trade back in, but there's a judge waiting, so and a part of the course when you play in Liquid, it seems, be it Link, be it whomever else, they all seem more than happy to lean towards it on those close choke points, and still looking back to this ace piece, they could get to the site, and whether or not they can hold the post plant is the next problem.
Pause for thought, potentially. Kellogg's holding that angle here. You can see Navarro up on the X-ray, repositioned towards heaven. And Nookie actually clearing out. One of the corners there for Mixwell to advance as well, and nobody actually holding the angle on short. Yampy does have the lockdown, so potential here for them to completely give this up and just play a very quick retake on the back of it. We'll actually find one there. Lockdown invested as well. Bladestorm thrown up. Kellogg's only finds a little damage though, no kill. So we'll have to reset away from this.
And the pace on Liquid trying to get back into this as quickly as they can. Can they get to halfway? Kellogg's is going to swing, and it's a miss. And now the defuse should be able to get to halfway, unless Mixwell does something wild through that smoke. Not going to happen. Yampy's there on the other side, and another successful retake for Liquid in this. Yes.
There's been Navarro to face that, and I guess that's to hide the operator. Or at least keep G2 guessing as Scream will find Mixwell.
Mixwell's having a nightmare of a game.
He has. He really has.
One down.
Freebies. This is the problem. You play an operator on each side.
Can't do slip picks.
Typically what you'd expect is they find the operator, they rotate away from him, but there's 2 of them to deal with. I don't know what that was, but Yampy will pluck Kellogg's out of the sky.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If you theory craft those double ups against you, the ideal way for them to thrive is that you get picks on either side, right? And that's exactly what they've had. No real, like, big site hit, no massive utility usage to force them off. Again, without the Sky having those deeper flashes, it gets a little trickier because they can hold those slightly deeper lines. Phoenix, I mean, the flashes are fine, but do they reach that far? And, well, does it matter now? Link with just a shot to the back of the head towards Avova, just an execution as Koldamenta. That's going to be a nice shot. And he predicts Yampy reading him like a book, but there's a whole other player. And actually, the shot goes astray, so maybe a little hope in the day for Koldamenta. Ult's still available, but he's being closed in on, and soulcas.
Zera seems to have a really good read on how to control this A site. soulcas actually tries to set himself up with a little flash, but will fall. Avova will actually find 2.
Yeah, Avova given an opportunity, which is something you don't want to see him given like that. He'll absolutely lap it up. You give him that chance, he will deliver them. And now, well, gotta say it, give it credit where it's due. Liquid have been good in these retakes, but there are now 2 rifles filtered through and smuggled away by G2. Now there's the lockdown coming through. It's gonna force Koldamenta to have to enact that ult coming out. Scream gonna smoke off towards sewer and find Killix in the meantime. Hell's next up. He cleans it out. Just working his way through. And again,
It's
these
so
retakes.
clean. It's so clean.
Scream eyeing up long. He already had contact here earlier. He's got a really good notion as to what's coming his way, but there are players coming through Garage as well. You know that pinch is coming in. Kellogg's body on the line. Where's that next step? Well, it's a missed shot from Scream, which does give him a chance. Still just about staying alive. The flash confirming presence and pressure now towards the backside. But G2 this time bursting enough.
Player standing.
It's once again looking for maybe a little bit of coverage to come out, but it ain't the case anymore, as now it's just Yampy. Now, this retake might be a little bit too out of his reach.
Yeah, I think this is probably the one that Liquid aren't successful on. Have to wait and see if Yampy can even make this interesting. Still curious. Again, even at this point, I mean, it's round 11. If you can get some damage towards G2, make this last purchase a little more painful for them. Again, G2 adjusted accordingly. Playing this very safe, everybody in a post-plant situation, or position, I should say.
Okay, here are those ults they've got stocked up for basically either side. We know that they've got plenty. Kellogg's with a quick one. That's Yampy now removed. As Scream's been locked down by that little bit of utility here. You can see the temptation. He wants to break through, but his patience pays off. Gets the better of Mixwell. He was down there for so long. And now the divide comes out as well. It's a 4v4.
That went straight up to Kellogg's.
Oh,
It was actually accidental. The second one does damage as well.
Oh, Kellogg's is in all kinds of trouble. He gets found by Soulcast. The burst comes in, and the retake once again is off to a good start. But Avova, out of nowhere, finding Soulcast and Navera. Finally, G2 stick the landing. The final chance of it as well in the first half. But now, Liquid already get this off to a great start. They're into the post plants that favor them, but now obviously his shoes on the other foot. They have to try and weather the storm on the retake coming in. Mixwell wants to get this halfway. He can't do it just yet. Gonna touch the spike, draw out some utility. And now they look for that pick off the back. Scream's going to deny the push through from Kellogg's. Now they start pouring bodies to it, but Scream overwhelmed finally. Trade effective for Soulcast. It's all back and forward, but Soulcast is still alive, and he's still holding the ground, leaving just Avova now to try and do it all. And it ain't going to happen. Liquid get off to the perfect beginning in the second half. The build's happening. Back of sight. Great shot towards Scream. Gets to dip away, readjust for that secondary position. Utility does come out from Liquid, so still confirmation of presence, but there's that lurk towards middle actually working out quite well. Didn't use it in an aggressive manner, but merely to catch anyone trying to play through towards Garage late round. And these three aren't finding many ways in now for Liquid. The Spectres are... well, the Spectres are out of range, but the Sheriff ain't.
Farah finds the headshot on the koler. Brings it to a 3v3, interestingly, and Liquid with an opportunity to potentially find a gap towards B. Looks like that's going to be the case. Nookie here, though. Does have to run it back, but already on site, so pretty risky here. Vova find the first. Actually, Vera gets the best of Nookie as well. Link will be called upon. 10 seconds left. Mixwell low HP.
Time is everything, and Link removes that threat. Spike is in. There we go. Link now left in the 1v1 of Over, though. He's going to hear these steps. Link did whatever he could, but the weaponry just a little better for Avova, and the defuse going to come through and creeping up, and here's the burst. Flash goes in, ult comes out, Screams on the side. Where's that second layer? Has he got support? He doesn't need it. He's doing it just fine. Navera's got his back as well. They've got site control now. Spike can be crossing over. Nookie, I don't think can really deny this now.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, people find a pick. Actually going to flash out this Nookie. A little bit daring with it there. Koler will find two, though. Scream quick with a response and to make it a little easier on the way in. Does have the lockdown, so again, advancing towards the expected position for that to be invested. And actually, the bait on the trap wire is perfect. They find Nookie on the back of it.
That's really well done between them. Finding a way forward. Mixwell, though, still safe on the site, and the follow-up's perfect from him. However, Yampy still stands, but look at the time. Down to 6 seconds. He's being tested and being pressured in Golden Mentor. See, how's it? Yeah. Nah. We have seen those mad shots from Yampy, right? We've had a couple of those rounds where it's like, oh, okay, he's doing some big damage here, but they are keeping them at arm's length here. Mixwell's on the right side for this again. He's trying to stay mobile, but he does give up his life in no man's land here. Nowhere to back away to, and no follow-up from Avova, who has to respect this now. He's lost site control. He doesn't have that full information. Trying to take down the Aldrone, flashed up, a little bit of peek, forcing him off. This should be a spike plant now, at least get the time favorable to their side. And Kellogg's is waiting, posted up. If anyone to swing, there it is. Good work from Kellogg's to give them the first step back in. Soulcast, Link, and Navera, what do you do now?
Link got lost to deal with it. We'll actually find a headshot onto Avova here, so 22 HP, able to survive. Nevera actually finds 2. No, Soulcast
It's 10
followed up on
HP.
that.
Look at the HP on both of them. 10 HP for Cordamenta, Soulcast on 7. Dire straits for both sides, and the spike's a little tricky. Soulcast. Oh, this is so close. He's just about in Cordamenta. Stabilize and start maybe closing in on this scoreline. But now Avova has to respect this, though, fall away, kind of, take a little bit of a breath on this one, because already the site's being taken. Nevera's found Avova, and now the site's already going to be swarmed. Scream's on site itself. He's pushed towards backside. It's all clear. Now they have to respect the utility coming out here from Cordamenta, for example, but actually it's Nevera, it's Scream, sending them back, sending them away, leaving just Nookie and Cordamenta alive, and with very little option to move forward. The divide's in place. You could see how much this round could have opened up, and Liquid invested a lot into it.
Did, but got themselves to a 4v2. Nookie and Cordamenta called upon here. Actually, the molly not even clearing out default. So Link able to stay in this position. Nookie actually finds Scream though on the way in. We quickly trade out Nevera, good for his third. Cordamenta now actually, forced to consider holding on to this rifle.
This way, not completely committed, but on the way. Obviously not perfect either for Soulcast, for example. He's suffering a little less, but he's got the Seekers coming out. He's got everything he needs. And look at the pressure coming down towards G2. It is smothering right now. Scream's there, and it's going to be Scream open this up. The site is theirs. It's got Liquid just written all over this right now. Ult now popped. It's on Kellogg's, Mixwell, and Nookie if they want a chance in this map. In this time of facing, I know we talked about the next meet, maybe in the final, but they have to make it there now. Scream dragging them almost over the finish line. It is now down to Nookie. Do everything he can to try and save the day for G2, or they have that horrible task in front of them. Clears out default, looks towards long, but these players are waiting patiently. He's found Yampi. He still has to find so many more in the time. Oh, that's not the gun he wanted. Oh, no. It's all going wrong. Nookie is going to have to face the music here, forced to try and fight, forcing them out.
What?
And he's tried so hard. But it is going to be 13-9. Team Liquid do make it over the finish line. And I've got to say, some of these moments for these boys looked phenomenal. If they can keep putting together this new kind of puzzle that they're coming out with, this could be a great looking Team Liquid.